What about now? Can you guys hear me at this point? Any sound at all? Anything? You have sound? Awesome. I apologize. YouTube is forcing us over to the beta, even though it doesn't work well. And all the settings are changed, and I am working with a limp because my computer is... Catalina really messed up my computer bad. Sierra knocked it off kilter, and Catalina did it in. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I do apologize for last night, but last night I could not even take a screenshot. So I wasn't able to open anything, and I do apologize for that. Let's go ahead and play the intro, and then we'll get started, guys. Yay! And I'm hoping that we make it through this video, that things just I don't overload my Mac, and my Mac is having a memory issue. I've used about 49 gigabytes or something like that of 1 terabyte, and it thinks it's full. It thinks it has a lot of stuff on there that's not there. And the senior analyst couldn't fix it, and the engineers couldn't fix it, so now I have to take my computer to Apple. So it's been a wild ride. It won't read any of my drives. I've got drives sitting here. It won't pick up anything, so I can't transfer any of my photos or anything. Nothing. I can't do anything. I'm crippled on it. So, but anyway, I wanted to bring this card to you guys so that you can be making it. If you are a Ko-fi supporter or a Patreon supporter, you have access to this file on craftingwithapril.co on the exclusive tab. It is there. I hear you, Susan. It happens. It's out of my control. But that file is there. If you are not a supporter and you want this file, I'm sorry, I'm dropping things here. If you become a supporter tonight, one time or monthly, I will put the file up for you guys. You have to do it tonight before midnight Eastern time, or you won't be able to get it. You'll have to be monthly to get it. But if you want to do one-time support to get the file, you can do that on Ko-fi tonight. I will put it up for you guys. But this is the card, and it's Karen Burniston inspired, sort of, kind of. Her new file coming out, and you guys can buy her dies and do this if you want to. But I had done, I think back in the spring, a card that pops out of the box, and this is the same thing. You don't have to glue it down like I did. If you want to just have it loose into one where it pops out, you can do that. But I already had this shape ready to go, and I just altered one of the Design Space files to kind of mimic what she was doing. So, because I liked it, I liked her little idea of making the ornament spin. I don't think hers was an ornament, it was something else. I think hers was coffee something. Had something to do with coffee, but I wanted to do an ornament. So, you're just going to open up the file, and it's going to pop up like so, and it also spins. So if you want to put some arrows on here, whatever, for them to spin, the ornament will spin. Cute little card pop up, and you don't, like I said, you don't have to make it glue down. You can make it loose where it pops out all together. So we're going to work on putting this, how this goes together. I'm going to set that to the side. And don't pay attention to my boo-boos. I had some issues with the computer, like I said, and I wasn't paying attention, and my cardstock didn't cut through, so it kind of tore it. And so I was going to cover it with marker, and it bled through. So then I just kind of went around the edge and fixed the whole edge, but I'm still going to use it. I didn't want to throw it out, so I could show you guys how to put it together without cutting another sheet of paper. And we're going to start with the, let me get that out of my way. I had all this set up here yesterday, and then with all the computer stuff and Apple, I moved tons of things around, and so now they're all jumbled up. I apologize. You're going to take the envelope, and you're just going to fold it on the scores. And this is Cricut paper. It is the, I have a whole stack of paper here that I used to pick this out. This is, if anybody knows the name of it, I think it's Nordic. I just wanted to be sure. I don't want to tell you guys incorrectly. Is this the Nordic Sampler, I want to say? Is it the Nordic Sampler? Do you guys know? Ah, there it is. I think. Ta-da! I'm usually more organized than this. Nordic Christmas. I was close. Nordic Christmas, guys. That's what it is. And that's what this paper for the envelope is. So you could do this either way. Either side out would be pretty. But I wanted the gray to the outside. But you're just going to fold on all your little scores. Yeah, well, I couldn't remember. I knew it was Nordic something, but I wasn't positive. Nordic Christmas. And I'm using art glitter glue. If you prefer to use your tapes or whatever, you can do that. And with an envelope, it doesn't come all the way out here on the side. So I kind of like to follow around this and then come up on this edge so that I'm not gluing where it shouldn't be glued. But it seals both edges. Just press it down. And then you have the flap. And it also is scored. And you're just going to fold it in half. And if you just have a scrap of paper and you don't want it to go all the way down in there, you can shorten that up if you want. And then you're just going to glue the back and insert it and glue it in. I'm going to cut another flap for mine, so I'm not going to glue this one in. But that's all you do, guys. Okay? Because my flap is messed up, I'm going to cut a new flap. I'm not going to waste my envelope, the whole thing. Then, pieces there, we have our card base. And you're going to fold that on all 4 scores. And this is a file from Design Space. I did not put this one together. It's just one of their files, and I altered it. And you have holes to the right and the left. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I was doing this one on my mock-up, and when I folded it, it didn't stay closed. And it's going to depend on the strength of your rubber band. So you can make it decorative like I did mine and just have the little buttons there. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to make mine a little bit more decorative on this one in case I don't need the thread. If you need the thread, you'll have everything set up and ready to go. But if you don't need it, you won't have to use it. But it's all going to depend on your rubber band. I did use the Mistletoe Moments. This, I don't know if this is available, guys. I've had it for a while, but it's an embossing folder. You can find anything Christmassy for your ornaments. And the good thing about this is you can make your decorations, photos. You can do anything that you want to do on here. I think it'd be really cute with photos all the way around it, or every other one maybe, and then emboss your pieces. So the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to place, I'm going to flip it over after I've scored it or folded it on the scores, and we're going to glue these decorative pieces on the front on all four sides. And it may partially cover that hole. You guys can cut these in solids, and instead of the decorative piece, I kind of liked it looking like tinsel because of the inside. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. So I left it. I think the other part was leaves or something cut out on the inside, and I just contoured those out and made that solid. Don't you slide on me. I'm just going to glue those down. So how was everybody's weekend? Did you guys have a great weekend? Anybody having any design space issues? Anything that we can help with? Any design space questions about contour or slicing or uploading? Anything you're having a problem with? Let us know. And don't worry if it covers that hole partially. It's not going to matter. As long as you can see where the basic hole is. Because I did make it a little bit big depending on the size brad you used. So I have all of those. Then we have the four inside pieces. And now you want to make sure that your holes are to your right and to your left. I don't guess it really matters, but I had mine running horizontally. If you want it to run vertically, you can. And then you're going to, don't glue these two, the right and the left, or wherever your holes are, and you can go ahead and glue the other two. And I made a boo-boo on this. I had it flipped over when I embossed it. So one is, they're all embossed except one, and it's debossed. And if you're going to sign it, make sure you sign it before you emboss. And then you can set these two to the side. And this is supposed to be this way. It's like that in the file. It was a design space image, and it was already like that. So we're just going to let that sit to the side and dry along with that piece, the square. And then we're just going to bring in our weird looking pieces. And these pieces you're going to fold everything away from you. I use the seasonal, I know the name of this one. Yep. Just click the exclusives and enter. That password is going to be for the files and not your registration password. If you're having trouble locating that, let me know and I'll help you. Yep, the subheadings, all the new files go on the exclusive tab. All the older files are on the design tab and things like that, Judy. Hey, Miss Pat. This paper is the Craft Seasonal. And I used the ones with the trees, the craft with the little silver trees on this. I know that they're hard to see on camera sometimes, but maybe they'll pick it up here. So we have all of those folded away from us, and then you have these tabs at the top. And then this one is split right here, but you can still fold it. It's got a little split and a hole in it, but you just fold it. Just be gentle with it and get it folded back. And the same on this side, right there. Then you're going to just set it to the side and do the other one, because it's going to matter. You want to get all of your scores done so that you can pay attention to how you're lining this up, or you'll end up with one in the trash like me. And these two pieces with the reinforcements are the pieces that are going to house your rubber band. So now I have all of that folded like so. Next, we're going to take these two with the wings, and we're going to glue those wings down to the inside. These are just reinforcement pieces. We're going to fold those in. I'm using art glitter glue. I am going to suggest that you guys use glue for this project, because if you use tape, the strength of your rubber band is probably going to snap it apart. And then you're just going to do the same thing on the other one. Oh, snow. So now you have two of them that should look identical. However, they are, depending on how you're turning them, they are not identical. You're going to see that piece that has the split in it right here. You want these to line up perfectly, and these two do not line up. I have the split going to the left on this one and to the right on this one. That's not going to work. So I have to turn it around. That's all you have to do, is just spin it around and make sure that your split is on the same side on this side. And if it is, then when we get to that other side, those two will match up as well. Okay? So those have to be lined up perfectly when you do this, or you're going to have to start over. And because you glued it, if you try to pull it apart, it's going to weaken it. And if it weakens it, the rubber band isn't going to hold in it. These two pieces need to be cut from a craft paper. Just make sure you get them lined up here. Need to be cut from a craft weight paper, a poster board paper, and be careful. Some of your poster boards, they don't like to glue together and they'll pull apart. So I'm going to tell you to test them with whatever glue you're using before you put yours together. So cut you a couple of corners off and glue them together to make sure your glue is going to hold them, okay? So you're going to line those up and let them be glued together. And you can see I've got glue squishing out here, and that's okay. Just going to make sure everything is glued well, okay? I left a couple of tabs on this I didn't fold, so I'm going to fold those while that's drying. And so when you're looking at it, oops, I did it. Did I do that? Those are right. Oh, I had a miscut on one, and I just used my miscut. So y'all don't pay attention to mine, because mine's wrong. You see that my tabs aren't lining up? I picked up the wrong one. I thought I had put the 2 on my table that were correct. Your tabs should line up opposite, okay? And mine are not. I'm going to pull it apart anyway, even though I told you guys not to, because it's going to weaken it, and I know it's not going to hold the rubber band. But you're going to get the drift anyway. Dadgummit. I can't believe I did that. I think I threw away the wrong one. Yep, I did. Because once you glue those together with the slits right, these are going to glue together just like this. You see how those are going? And you're going to glue those all the way around. But before you do that, you're going to put your rubber band in there. So I'm going to glue the other side and show you guys how to do your rubber band. I can't believe I did that. I wonder if I still have it in the trash. I wadded it up, I think. That's torn. That was the one I messed up on. Let me see if I have 2 that go together correctly here. No. I don't know what I did with it, guys. I apologize. It's just been one of those days with the computer and everything. I threw the wrong one out. And I just did it again. Back here. Makes me want to recut one real quick. Anyway. I'm going to bring this back around. You're going to glue the 2 with your slits going the right way together. Like so. And then when you go to glue these should be opposite. 1 tab on one side, 1 on the other, and you're going to glue those 2. But before you do that, you're going to open up that slit. I have a rubber band here. I'm going to use the one that's together right to finish showing you guys. But you have a rubber band, and rubber bands, this one is about 2 inches. You can see it's about 2 inches across. I put 2 knots in that. So if you have a shorter rubber band, you're just going to tie 2 knots in it or 1 knot in it. Whatever. You need it to stretch out to about 5 inches without snapping. Okay, and you want it to have good play on it. Once you glue those 2 together, you're just going to slip it in. Don't pay attention to mine because mine's weakened because I pulled it apart. You're going to snip it in there, and then you're going to come over here and fold these 2. Let's go ahead and glue those 2. The one's opposite. You're going to glue those 2 together, exactly like you did the other 2. Okay. And then you're going to just fold your couple of tabs back so that you can get in there. We're just going to pretend mine are on the right side, so that it looks kind of like a spaceship, okay? And you're just going to pull that rubber band in, and you're going to thread it right through on this side and pop it right into place, right into that little hole that it's made for, okay? And to make sure that it has enough spring, you're just going to flatten it out right there, just like that. And if that rubber band doesn't snap and it pops up, you're good. If it's not tight enough, put another knot in it. But you just want it to spring up really well, okay? And I told you it wouldn't hold if you ripped it apart, and the side that I had to take apart, it won't hold. So make sure that you do that. Then you're going to work around, and you can push these in and then pull them back out. You're just going to work your way around and glue all of the sides together until it's closed in. And then you're left with this. If you want yours to spin, you want to put your brad in the hole before you close up that last one, or I say after the rubber band. You can do it before the rubber band, before you glue the second side if you want. But your brad needs to be in there before you close these sides. And then you're going to be left with this. Does everybody follow me? We did a square on this too. and I showed you guys, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact concept. I think we also did a hexagon box. I think we did a square and a hexagon. And this is just another hex, is all it is. Except this time we put a brad in the bottom of it, where we didn't before. So once you've got it all done, you've got it ready, then you're going to glue your panels on. If you want yours to look like an ornament with a string, you need to put that one in that top, just like you did the brad. It needs to go up here in the top before you close it up, okay? And that way you have that. I did not put a hole in this top piece, but you can do that right dead center, and you know to do that before you cut it is easiest. That way it will line up on the top. Just a 0.10 hole is what I used. So a 0.10 hole or a 0.15, whatever your string size is, so that you can pull it through. And you're just going to pop down all of your decorative pieces. I can't believe it. Yes, I can. With the week I've had, I can't believe I threw away the wrong piece. I was test cutting and trying to get it all done. This would be so cute with photos. And the kids have a lot of fun with these too. They can make them for the grandparents. And I'm not actually gluing mine as well as I should. I'm probably not going to make you guys watch me glue all of these on. You can flatten it down and hold it. Make sure everything's pressed down good. But yes, guys, I am very limited on what I can do on my computer right now, so I will be off and on over the next couple of days on mobile, doing what I can. I can't do a whole lot right now because if I do too much on my computer, I will run out of memory. Even though I'm not out of memory on it, I will run out of memory. And I can't take it in until Thursday. That's the closest appointment they had for me. And you're going to flip it over and make sure if you're using photos now that you've got them going in the right direction. Make sure that you cut them in the right direction because you don't want to be putting photos on upside down. So double check what you're doing. The wide part, you need 6 wide at the bottom and 6 wide at the top if you're using photos, okay? So make sure you turn those pieces and cut them the right way. It has been rainy here today, and my dog has gone out and got in the mud. Not once, but twice today. So she's had to have 2 baths. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad I can make you feel better, Susan. Hey, I have miscuts all the time and do crazy things like throwing away the wrong part of my card. I can't believe I did that. And I told myself when I was doing it, make sure you throw away the right part. You don't want to keep the wrong piece. Oh, that's true. I don't have to shovel it, so. I don't know that I could. Whew. Okay. So now we have all our decorative pieces on, and you've got 4 of these little things in the file, even though I only have 3 there. Guys, don't ask me. I don't know. I was having a cutting issue with my blade when I cut these, so they didn't cut all the way through. But you're supposed to have 4 of these little rings, and they're just to reinforce, is what they're for, in case you have to use the thread. And I don't think that one cut through yet. Cut through enough. There we go. So make sure you got 4 of those. Then we're going to bring our base back in here. And now we have that brad on the bottom, and you can mash it just a little flat there and hold it this way, because you don't want that brad to get away from you. You could probably squish it down and get it back in there, but it's just easier to hold it. And then you're going to put it through your card base and then open it back up. Okay? And then you want to make sure that it spins. You want to turn that brad, because I did do a small hole in case you had teeny tiny brads. If you have the bigger brads, just make sure that it's turning, that you can turn it before you put it through here on your ornament, and that you can turn it with this base. You don't want it to be too tight. So then we're going to come over here. We're going to take our brad, and I'm using a little decorative brad, a little holly brad, and I am going to place it, 2 of the reinforcements, if you have them all. If not, please cut some more. You need 2, because you want that to be reinforced, and you want to glue those 2 of those together, and then open up your brad on this inside right here. And then where did that, there it is. You're going to take 2 of them, this is the correct way, and glue those 2 together. Ah, look what I found. They were stuck together. Just going to glue them together so that they're good and thick. And then you're going to place that one and your brad on the front. I know that hole is there. And then open it up on the inside. And now you want to put your panels on the inside in the correct spots to cover your brads. Because those won't look pretty if we don't cover them up, and that's why we waited on these 2 pieces. I wanted to give that other part on the front time to dry. I'm just going to glue that in. And I almost forgot. If you're going to use thread or cord, and you can test it right now to make sure that your card is going to stay closed, just to press it down, unfold it, and if your card stays closed, then you don't need the thread. And you can see how mine is trying to pop open, so I'm going to use it on this one because it's not staying flat. Before you do the other side, we're going to open him back up. And I have my other piece here, so I'm going to use it since I found it. I'm going to glue the 2 of those together real quick while I'm doing the thread. A little back up there. So I've got those 2 glued together, and I'm just going to cut a little length of thread. You don't need much. Twine, whatever it is that you're using, or ribbon. And I am going to run it right through my little reinforcement ring. Pull that through. And then I'm going to stick it right through that hole. And then put my brad in. What did I say I am? There we go. And then open that up. And if you want, you can just wrap it around. I do like an S wrap just a couple of times, just so it's reinforced and it stays there. And I'm just going to throw a little glue on it. It's not going to hurt anything. And then I'm just going to place this piece right over it. And you can put it on the right, left, doesn't matter, whichever one that you prefer. Twist that brad. Make sure your brad's twisted enough that it is under there. And now we're going to glue this piece down. And I go all along the edge, the outer edge. I'm just going to say you need to leave on your glue. You want to stay about an inch around. You don't want to be gluing too close to your brad. And then because it spins, it doesn't matter which direction the ball is facing. Just glue that in. How cute is that? And then we're just going to put on our wreath, or whatever it is that you're using. If you're not using a wreath, use whatever you want on the bottom. You can have it draw on there. You can write. You could put words. You could do tons of stuff right here. But I thought this was just cute to give it a little bit of a base. And then you can use your Nuvo drops or rhinestones, whatever, for the red berries. I left them in the file, guys, to cut out of cardstock, but I just like the way that the rhinestones looked better. So I didn't cut those. And you're just going to place those right in the holes. You see little holes right there. And that's where all of your rhinestones are going to go. I think you need like 5. Or if you're using Nuvo drops, make sure you don't close your card if your Nuvo drops are wet. I didn't use Nuvo drops because I was afraid that it might smush them down. And rhinestones to me were a better choice. I have to get another pack, and then I put 3 here, and then I put some larger ones, and I mix matched on this one. I have to get another pack out, and I didn't do that. But you can see how I placed them, and I'll finish that one up later. But super cute. You can put some little arrows on there, spin me, whatever. Do it up the way that you want. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with and what you do with these. But to close it, you're just going to close it in one flap at a time, all the way around, and then that last one tucks. But because we're using the thread, you may want to close it this way. So if you can close it different ways. And because I'm using the thread, I'm going to close mine this way. And then you're just going to wrap this around your little brads, or under your, either under your brads or under your reinforcement pieces. And that's what those are for. The thread actually goes under those. And you can wrap it in an S form, however you want to do. You can do a string on each side and tie a bow. So tons of things that you can do with those. Your mom's getting that. She's going to love it. So you can do the thread on both ways, however you want to do them, and have it tie a bow in the middle. So just do two short pieces, or you can do a wrap like this. You can S wrap it, however you want to do them. Super cute, super easy. It really is an easy card. It just looks very complicated. I probably shouldn't have used those holly ones because the thread wants to hang on those sharp hollies. How cute. And it's got good depth, and it does fit in the envelope, guys. This one is completely done, so I'm just going to fold it. I'm not going to worry about tucking it, just so you guys can see that it will fit with room into the envelope, and your envelope will close. I don't think I put my tape on there yet. So, does fit. Yeah, there are so many options with this card, Hetty. This can be not just for Christmas now, for ornaments. You can make it actually just let it pop out of there, leave it loose without the brad. You can put photos on it. It can be for birthdays. What about anniversaries with pictures through the years? That would be really cute too. So this is a good year-round card for you guys. And any of you thinking about doing one-time support, before you do that on Ko-fi, make sure you let me get that file up first, that you see it, the pop-up ornament card there for you guys, so that you can have it. If you do it before I do that and it won't give it to you, just message me and I'll send it. So does anybody have any questions on how this goes together? Other than I had a boo-boo, because I can still show you with my boo-boo card. I just can't glue it together because my tabs don't line up. Can't believe I did that. I can still probably salvage this. So if you happen to do the same thing I do, just snip one of them off and then use a piece of washi tape over here. Maybe that will work. Or you could actually, if you do that, cut yourself a scrap, the length of it. I'm just going to cut this off and fold it in half like so, and make yourself a hinge so that you can glue the two in there. So if you make a boo-boo like me, just glue it. But the file should be fine because I've made two of them. The first one I did, I cut two pieces wrong. I flipped it because I was thinking I needed to flip one and mirror it, but I didn't. And so I thought I threw those two pieces away, and evidently I threw one of them away. Yes, I'm not ever going to hide my boo-boos from you guys, because if I do, you guys don't know how to fix it. So, you know. We all goof up. Me probably more than anybody, but but there are ways to fix everything. So, and like I said, if yours do that, just snip both of the tabs off and make yourself some hinges, just like this, little L pieces, and glue them together that way, and you're good to go. You can snip both of those off, and it will hold. Always more than one way to do anything. It's just easier when the tabs line up, for sure. Does anybody have any Design Space questions? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys bearing with me through the computer issues. I promise I'll try to get it fixed as soon as possible. I'm taking it in Thursday. I will be mobile until then, just so I don't bog down my computer. I can't even open mail on my computer. If I do, I'm going to be out of memory. I have to do everything from my mobile device. Yes, I agree, Gerald. Especially new crafters need to see that we're all going to mess up. That's how we learn. That's how we learn as crafters. We're all going to mess up. All right. So I'm going to go and post this up for one-time Ko-fi supporters. So if you are a one-time Ko-fi supporter, you can get this file and any files that I release in the next 30 days, unless they are monthly only files. And I will catch you guys hopefully on Friday. It's going to depend on what they tell me on Thursday, but I am going to line something up for you guys. If I can't go live, I will try to record something and try to get it uploaded. I can't make a promise because I don't know what my computer is going to do if I try to do that. Oh, yay. If you have any problems with it, Judy, just message me. I'll be happy to help you out. I know you do. You guys have been awesome. The mods have been awesome through my computer issues, guys. I don't know what I would do without them. I spent hours on the phone with Apple yesterday. Hours. And they still couldn't fix it. So, we're crossing everything that Thursday gets it fixed. Awesome, awesome. I have the best moderator team in the industry, I tell you. And the best supporters. You guys are awesome. You guys have a wonderful night. I will catch you on Friday. If I can't do it Friday, we will make an announcement. Either me or the moderators will announce it and let you guys know what's going on. We're not going to keep you in the dark. And hopefully it's straightened out and we can move forward through the holidays. Thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you for your support. We'll see you on Friday. Don't forget, thumbs up, guys. Subscribe.